Yeah, good afternoon once again. Allow me to welcome the participants in this research seminar. I can see today we are around 21 for following the presentation of today that is going to be given by Dr. Damascene Gashumba, the Executive Director of Rural Environment and Development Organization. And so while we are waiting for him to join, allow me to briefly tell you about the speaker of today. As I informed you, we are with Dr. Damascene Gashumba, the Executive Director of the Rural Environment and Development Organization. And Dr. Gashumba is also a PhD holder in environmental management and a conservation practitioner involved in building capacity at the Protestant Institute of Arts and Social Studies. He's skilled in environmental science studies and biodiversity conservation and did different consultant studies in relation with biodiversity and environmental management. And he did different studies related to climate change and improved fuel stove and so on. In addition, he is good at coordinating projects, especially related to household social agricultural activities that build households which are resilient to climate change. In addition, he is also a lecturer and builds the capacity of students and mentor them in different research. So today the presentation is focusing on Ibanda Makera Natural Forest, sustainable conservation for livelihood improvement and community resilience to climate change. It is really our great honor to have him today and follow his presentation. And they now allow me to know if he's available now or he's having some problems again to join this presentation.
Thank you very much. I am very sorry for the disconnection.
So are you ready
my
now?
computer was muted.
Are you ready to start the presentation now?
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. You are welcome. I have introduced you and did a short presentation about your biography. So you are welcome for the presentation now.
Yes. Thank you very much for this opportunity to share with you this presentation about the natural resource conservation, green economy, and the community resilience. I am sorry, I am now in Makera. Sometimes the connection was a bit a problem, but now it is solved. I am connected well. As you asked me to make the introduction, I am called Gashumba Damascene. I am a PhD holder in environment management, and I am working with Rural Environment Development Organization as REDO, as Executive Director. And also I am in charge of capacity building of PS, Protestant Institute for Arts and Social Study students, capacity building the capacity and following them in the research. And I have written different books about the environment management and the indigenous knowledge. And now we are involved in a Ibanda Makera Natural Forest sustainable conservation, which we are going to talk about it. This is what short I can introduce, and for the sake of time and continue.
Yeah, it is fine, Doctor. You may continue with the presentation.
Yeah, we are going to talk about the Ibanda Makera natural resources. Maybe Vena will help me in making the slides. Vena, the first slide. Yes, that is the outline. This is a brief information about LEDO and background of the project, location of the project, key activities, expected results, and the compatibility of the project intervention with other strategies. So if I start with LEDO, Rural Environment Development Organization is founded in 1999, and since its inception have working to implement environmental conservation activities in the form of advocating for the development of our community, especially historically marginalized people, known as indigenous, while in Rwanda we don't have indigenous people, but those people are representing them. They used to live in the forest for many time. Now they have been forced out with new law of conservation in the year 1970. But there was no plan of integration. That's why they are surrounding the protected area. Area is in conflict with them, because there was no plan for them to integrate, for the social integration. LEDO is trying to work in that way. And also we are working in improved stuff dissemination for energy conservation. We are also involved in beekeeping integrated to environment, tree planting, and climate smart agriculture, water harvesting for irrigation, and the household use, pottery, and handcraft. That is the activities we are involved in. Our overall program is called themes like tree planting, environment awareness. A is agriculture. M is micro project. S is social integration of historically marginalized people. Another slide. We now go to the other slide. Okay. Yeah, you see, we are talking about Ibanda Makera sustainable conservation, and the main activities really as distributing fuel stoves for reducing the firewood used in the household, and reducing as well the pressure on tree cutting. And also we are involved in tree planting. So this is in our government program to reduce to distribute the clean cooking. It is also in the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, which estimated that replacing traditional open fire with improved cook stoves have a global mitigation potential between 0.7 and 2.4 GTCO per year. And using improved cook stoves delivering a wide range of sustainability development, such as reducing the pressure on the forest and biodiversity, reducing exposure to smoke-related health hazard, because it is also limiting the respiratory disease, reducing also the burden on women and children. As you know, many of you could be aware, the kitchen and the feeding is mainly the role of women in our culture. So they are in charge of roasting also firewood, so that they meet different problems when they are going in the forest for fetching firewood. And they could even meet the gender violence. And also the children like this, if you look at the photo, Sometimes there is some children abandon the school for going to gather the firewood. When they are using the new improved cook stoves, this problem is solved because the children arrange themselves to gather the firewood in the weekend, and the firewood they are gathered is used for the whole week because the firewood used at the household is reduced. Even if you see this woman is like a watcher or a guard of the fire, because if she goes away, the fire will cut off. And the smoke, sometimes if you use the new improved cook stoves, the fire is no longer the controller of the fire is continuing to be active, and the woman now, while cooking, is going in the other activities like washing the hands and washing the clothes for the children or other activities. Go on to other. Yeah, here I was trying to show up the map of Makera and how it have been damaged and destroyed. Since 30 years ago, it have lost 8.1% of its superficie. And if you see in 94 how it was 1,425 hectares, and now in 2000 up to now 15 it is 169. You see, I've lost a lot of part of it. If you look at the reason that pushed the people to go inside, there was 4 main reasons. One is going to find the new land for cultivation. Second was tree cutting for household use, that is construction and firewood. And the third, it was poaching. And the fourth, it was for honey collecting. So we have built our program around those 4 items, where we are trying to plant trees, based indigenous trees or local native trees, and also distributing the fuel stoves for reducing the pressure. And also there is a support for Morema that support the cooperative for beekeepers, so that they are involved in modern beekeeping integrated to environment, and also that replanting. The objective of the project was to promoting a sustainable approach for forest conservation through clean cooking and low carbon energy. Specifically, we are planning to support 60,000 households to adopt the use of improved cook stoves that reduce firewood demand and also reduce indoor air pollution and the greenhouse gases emission. Also to raise awareness, community awareness on clean cooking, and also to plant trees, including also bamboo. Go on the other slide. Vena, to the others. Okay, thank you. The location of the project I have explained previously, and also the first year the project will have started, because I have used the wheel, have started with 6,000 in the first year, and we have achieved this target. And this year, because we are in the second year, we have planned to distribute 15,000 fuel stoves, and also the whole target is to reach the 60,000 of improved stoves. and also planting 110,000 tree planted, including native trees and the bamboo. If you look the photo, it was where we were planting the bamboo around the Akagera wetland, which is the landscape for Ibanda Makera. So key activities I have talked to them about, it is those are the stuffs that we are improving. This is the women trend in installing is improved cook stoves, which is called chanarumwe. Use the one stick of firewood. And if you look at the photo, the fire is inside. There is no smoke like on the previous photos. And while the woman is cooking, is busy with work, doing other activities. Go ahead, please. Expected results for the project is the reduced cooking fuel stoves and wood collection time, because this will give time to women and the children, which will allow more time to be spent on other important household tasks or supervising children when they are in homework and everywhere. Also reduce adverse health effects associated with smoke inhalation. It is also reduce pressure on the protected Ibanda Makera natural forest, and also reduce as well the deforestation and the degradation of surrounding forest, as well as less wood will be needed to cook. Reduce soil erosion and nutrient loss as tree protected the land, and also reducing burn and injury, as sometimes when they open fire, there is some accident of burn for the children. In the new way of using improved improved fuel stoves, this accident is very, very well reduced and managed. Again, if you compatibility of the project intervention with international and the national and the local strategy, if we start by local, this project is in DDS, this is development strategy, aimed at saving forest from over exploitation by increasing the number of households using cook stoves. The district have in baseline have used to have like 3,500 in 2013. That is the baseline we have, and we wanted to reach 6,000 in by 2024, as it is the 7 years program of the government. There is also biomass and the energy strategy, 2019-2030, aims at reducing household using inefficient solution. And we want to reach to reduce up to 42%, go up again. It is also in NDC aims, which addressing the challenge of climate change through increasing the diffusion of improved cooking stoves and reaching 100% of all houses in need, while they are targeting to distribute 200 stoves each year. That was dealing since 2020 up to 2030. We are also, the project also is in line with the Sustainable Development Goal, especially Goal 13, 15, 3, 7, and 5. Go up. Continue, Venan. Oh, thank you very much. Murakoze cyane for your attention.
Thank you for the presentation. Now it is time for questions for advice. You can type your question in the chat room, or you can immediately raise up the hand and ask your question immediately without using the chat room. You are welcome. Meanwhile, I have one question. Thank you for the good presentation, and thank you also for the project that you are running in the area. As you talked about it in your presentation, the area of Ibanda Makera, you have your project, but also the project of Rwanda Environmental Management Authority. That means you are two stakeholders working in the same area. Are you collaborate to reduce or to not overlapping or doing the same things in the same area? How do you participate, or how do you collaborate with REMA so that what you are doing is contributing to what REMA is doing? And how do you integrate local people in what you are doing at the area? Thank you.
It is a nice question. We are all of us coordinated by JAF, Joint Action District Forum, and the way we make our planning, and we create like a synergy. And REMA is a partner of REDO, even in another project around Gishwati, which is promoting community-based tourism for around the Gishwati-Mukura National Park for livelihood improvement and the sustainable conservation. So we are a partner, we are discussing and we work in synergy. What we do is to join our hands and try to see how we can collaborate. And LEDO, maybe the time was short, the approach we are using, we use a participatory approach called BOT, building together, operating together, then T is transfer the knowledge to the community. So we plan together, we sit together for planning, or we implement together with the community awareness. That is in the awareness. And we are working also coordinated by Kirehe District, Direction of Natural Resources and Agriculture, where we report all of us that are working in the Kirehe District. So we are working, we involve the local community, we are working collaboratively with the local community and also involve the local leaders. Thank you. I don't know if I try to catch up the answer needed. If not, I can add.
Yeah, it's just fine. In the chat room, there is also one question, or three now. Do households get these cooking stoves for free, or they have to pay for them? Also, if they are given for free, how do you prioritize on who gets the cooking stoves first?
Okay, a very good question. We have like two types of beneficiaries. The people who are in category 1 and 2, if we use the former of the here, you see, now maybe one is the rich one. Maybe in the time, one was the poor, very poor. So category 1 and 2, that's why we are distributing 60,000. We are receiving all people in category 1 and 2. And is given by the data from the district. When we get the data from the data of the database of the district, we go in a village with chief of village to verify if the data from the district are correct, and we collect again our data, our beneficiaries, and we distribute to them. We give it for free for those category, their contribution is to look for the material for installing the material in the kitchen, and also be around when they are installing the stove, for training him or her how to use the stoves, how to repair it when it is damaged. That is the local contribution. For the other categories 3 and 4, they are buying the
There is
stoves.
also can you tell us the cost for one stove, if possible?
The cost now is like for the category 1 is for free. It is now reduced at 2,500 for category 3 and 4. It's a reduced price for helping them to access, not having a very cheap one. And normally the price is 5,000, but we reduce at 2,500 for helping them to have easy access.
That's great. There's someone who raised up the hand, and there are also some questions in the chat room. One is asking, I think what you are doing is amazing, very impressive. If someone wants to volunteer, how can they join you? Another one is, last time, here the conflict of some stoves from the Regua, as the Regua stove said to be high quality than Chanarumwe. So how do you sustain the project and resolve such conflict? There is also another question. Thanks, Gashumba, for the presentation. And by names of Asuma Mbabas. How wrong is the durability of the mentioned stoves? Thanks. So can you answer this question? Then we receive the one who raised up the hand.
Okay. So, yeah, there is sometimes those stoves distributed by Dalagwa, but also the price is very different, and also the way it is used. So good enough in our area, Dalagwa is not there, but our stoves is for the poor people, who, if the Dalagwa is very high, expensive, and when it is damaged, it is very difficult to repair or to access it. When but this Chanarumwe is very easier, made in local material, and very easy to be repaired when damaged by the owner. So there is no real conflict between them, because there is a very difference from them, and the people appreciate like Chanarumwe because it is using firewood and very easy accessible. Maybe the durability, the stove, when it is well installed in the kitchen, it could last between 3 and 5 years. Thank you.
There's also a question about volunteering. Do you?
Yeah, volunteering. We are we have like now we have 31 staff, but we have also 4 volunteers and 6 interns. So we have our contact. If even you go is on the website, and can give also the contact, so that he can join us, or he or she can join us, and we are otherwise open for people who are interested in environment.
Okay, that's great. There is also the hand raised up by Arias Neri Bakfakurera. Can you ask your question, please, Arias?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Gashumba.
Arias, are you allowed?
Yes.
He's speaking.
Yes, thank you very much for the presentation. I'm Arias, currently doing the PhD in forest science. I'm working on bioenergy. So the presentation was very nice to me, and it's really related to my research.
Chanarumwe stove. It is because it consumes less firewood compared to other types of stoves, or it is community's choice? can these Chanarum stoves use different sources of fuel, such as food, scraps? Okay.
Yes. Sometimes it is the community like it when they are using it, and the Chanarum is
We can't hear you.
locally made. Is locally made, and also it is very easy to be repaired by the owner when it is once it is damaged. So even if there is no project support, the owner could use the Chanarumwe, and also is using the food scraps and everything. There is no problem. Hello?
Hello?
I can't hear our speaker.
Elias was not yet finished, but maybe
yes,
we could hear from him.
Yeah, yes, come on, please.
I was asking, so there is different means of energy loss, especially in the town they are using charcoal, and in charcoal processing there is a lot of energy loss. For example, when you take 2 or 10 kg of firewood to process into charcoal.
Sorry, Elias, maybe you can type your question in the chat room.
Okay.
We are missing some of the key information of the question areas.
I am hearing.
You are hearing? Okay, that's fine. If
yes,
you
Elias,
the question.
I hear him.
Yes, I was just asking, do you plan also to help the community to shift from charcoal production, which is energy loss, to another alternative source of energy like a pellet or other source of cooking energy?
Yeah, surely. That is our plan, because even if I remember well, even the Ministry of Environment is in planning of how to reduce the charcoal. The charcoal is using double energy and also is cost effective. It also is consuming a lot of trees. So the idea is also we have in Ledo and the Pias Protestant Environment Institute parts of, we have make also a research on how we can also use those household waste for even developing the pellets or briquettes to replace the firewood. We are in the process of that to see how even we can shift from the charcoal use for giving time to pellets and briquettes.
I don't know if it is satisfied by your feedback. There's another question chat room. Apart from illegal tree cutting, what other threats that Ibanda Makera forest is currently facing, and how are you addressing them as you do? Otherwise, the talk is very interesting. There is also a project started for gas use and dissemination in cities, particularly Chagari. I think this is not complete. Maybe you go for the question from
apart tree cutting as illegal activities, there is also wild honey harvesting. That's why we are introducing modern beekeeping integrated to environment. There is also poaching. There is also having new land for cultivation. For this one, new land for cultivation, we have worked with the district, the community, and the Ministry of Environment and the Rwanda Forest Authority to make a demarcation, the limit of the forest. And now the forest is fenced by local indigenous trees. So the limit now is well known and controlled. There is no longer people that are going for having new land for cultivation. And there is that beekeeping for reducing reverse the wild honey harvesting that causing also the fire, the wildfire in the forest. And so now community awareness is now the poaching is no longer, is very reduced in the forest, and the people, the ex-poachers are organized in a cooperative and receive small animals like goats. The project of gas, yes, it is also a way of clean energy, but sometimes it is for the city. As you see now, the gas have a high cost. The people in the rural area, it is not for the time being very easy to access them. So the gas is clean cooking way, but in the rural area, we are still depending on the wood and the biomass in general.
Okay, that's great. I can't see any other question in the chat room, unless in the audience there's some other participants having questions. Otherwise, we thank our speaker of today, Dr. Damascene, for a good presentation, and also for the collaboration with the Center of Excellence in Biodiversity and Natural Resource Management. Please, if there is any other person, the participants who want to present the findings of these studies or some insights related to biodiversity conservation and natural resource management, you are welcome. You can be in touch with me. You can be in touch with Vena. You can be in touch with Kaplan, the director of the center, and you are welcome anytime for the presentation. If there is no questions, allow us to stop here and thank very much our speaker of today, and we shall meet next Wednesday with the new presentation. Okay, bye.